What would you have to do if someone read you the Riot Act?
It's an actual thing. They would go to the scene and read the Riot Act.
They literally read it out. Technically, you had an hour to disperse.
Right.
Once it had been read out. So it was introduced in 1715.
To clear crowds.
To clear the crowds out. These are the actual words of the Riot Act. And it meant that if more than 12 people gathered and were disruptive, a policeman was entitled to read them the Riot Act. And it had to be read with the exact correct wording. And after that, they had a full hour. You've got an hour now to stop rioting, which I quite like. It's very British, isn't it? I'm giving you notice, and then you'll be on the naughty step. We don't have it anymore. It was repealed by the Criminal Law Act of 1967. In fact, the last attempted reading of the Riot Act was in, have a guess, anybody? Which city in this country?
Manchester.
Glasgow.
Oh.
1919, but the policeman couldn't get through it before somebody took the page from his hand.
Sorry, Sandy. Everyone just stop. Was that a Scottish accent you just...
No, it was an Irishman visiting.
To be fair, I respect the law as much as the next person.
Yes.
If I had decided I was going to make the positive action of rioting and someone stood in front of me and said, here's a piece of paper about why you can't riot, you would just go, well, I'm taking that piece of paper. I'm a rioter, wouldn't you? I mean, and I don't think that's particularly Glasgow. If I may, Alan.
Order in the court.
If they don't disperse, they don't just go, oh, they haven't.
Yeah. Oh.
They
What I was going to say...
He's right. You
was
could use
contrary
lethal force.
to sometimes, occasionally, when you said... And I knew you were going to say Glasgow, because you looked at me with that look. You look at Sandra. You look at me sometimes and go,
Sandra.
there's a Scottish thing coming up. Just because it was Glasgow does not mean that they were violent in
No, I
removing
didn't
the
say
paper.
that. I never
They
said
simply
that.
politely went, I'll take that from you, young sir.
Yes.
I imagine. Said, excuse me, officer, can I take that?
I'll take that. Would you like a mint?
Exactly. So I don't want there to be any suggestion that the Glaswegians were aggressive.
But
excuse me!
Nowadays, you don't have to read anything out at all. If 12 people or more are present and they cause any kind of violence, then...
It's quite challenging for middle-class people to start riots, as I've discovered.
Well, you've got to wait in. You've got to wait in for your white company order. I mean... It's an awful lot to do.
Yeah.
In Paris, when I was trying to take part in the 1968 riots, we didn't know what to do. And, well, no, we didn't, because we were nice university people. We'd gone over to help with the rioting.
And they were instructing in French.
Well, I was studying the French Revolution, so my French was reasonably OK. And they advised us what we were to do. And it was to knock the policeman's hat off. And apparently, knocking hats off goes back hundreds of years as the way riots are started.
I think, to be fair, if I had gone to the effort of wearing one of my hats, of which I have many, because I believe a lady with a hat is a very astonishing figure.
Is it made of corduroy?
list of impediments to you getting shagged goes on.
It's not good, is it?
I shoot a hat. Look, I shoot a hat, and sometimes you think, it's a hat day. I feel like wearing a hat. I'm going to wear a cowboy hat. I'm going to wear a top hat. I'm going to wear a bowler hat. And you're walking down the street, you're thinking, people are laughing at me. But I don't care. In myself, I have the confidence. I've worked on myself a lot. This is how I feel. I feel confident. I'm a powerful woman. I'm Claire Balding.
People looking for...
I'm there.
People going, how's that
And then
cowboy hat
somebody-
moving by itself? How's it getting down the street? There must be a dog under there, a tiny dog. That dog's never going to get shagged wearing that.
Thank you for watching. Do remember to subscribe to the QI channel and click here to watch more videos.